Greetings and welcome to the energy of Libra. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Welcome back. For those who are new, please be open to the messages as they may be variant and oscillate or perhaps shift certain modes of karma that may exist in your life, meaning that forecasts or prognostication essentially can have a tether in terms of weaving or perhaps crafting the tapestry of your own existence. The goal here is to see and to shine light into the darkness so that we may see what may prove as an obstacle in terms of our own path, especially the path of the seventh house and the energy of Libra. Okay. Now, the interesting of Libra is that it stands at the precipice in terms of the lineage of house progression as well as Rasi or sign progression. Libra is the first of the first seven that shifts from the energy of Virgo into the seventh house. Okay, the energy of Virgo is essentially where the first and the sixth house are encapsulating the self. Okay, and the seventh is through the energy of Libra, sort of starting to efface the self or lose the self, losing oneself through another. Okay, so today we shall be conducting the Great Mirror. Okay, now the Great Mirror is a tool devised by the Order of the Twin Sun in order to see specific or sort of general karmas, ways or influences that are brought upon the energy of Libra through the energy of another. Okay, and this other may be a person, place, or thing. Please take only what you will. We'll go ahead and get started without further ado. I do thank you for your constant support of the channel and the Order of the Twin Sun. The seventh house is open. Now we shall begin. Okay. You're dealing with someone who behaves much like an old soul, or at least a grandfather of some sort. There's a wealth of knowledge beyond what they do, how they operate. Also, there's a slowness that is defined through the limitations of Saturn. And essentially, in this, they can compress or hold. They can hold a certain degree of the golden round, okay? Which is having to do with essentially ways or means, resources, and becoming wise in how to dictate or govern or give away those resources. Lots of Taurian energy here, lots of Venus. That is essentially a way to encapsulate this earthy energy, okay? On a conscious level, essentially, you're dealing with someone here is influential, perhaps patristic in nature. They have a fatherly sort of air about them, meaning that they could be very much in control of some sort of financial flow, or perhaps they are in the reins in terms of the way the situation pans out. But I see a father figure here. On your end, you are coming from the realm of experience. You are guarded. There's also something about you that is perhaps taking an experience, taking a way of endowing yourself with the common good, okay? The common good in the way that essentially you are protected. There's something about you that is there's also wise, that is wise enough to essentially, from experience, from the experiential, raise up a certain degree of heightened awareness. Also to protect yourself from future intruders or anyone who would place the realm of war onto you. Now that is the interesting sort of takeaway here. Libra essentially is on the axis of war and is in constant sort of commerce, especially from the ascendant of Libra into the seventh house of Aries. Okay, sometimes it slips over to the house of Taurus. Now, could be that this other person is a great influence in your life. They have given you essentially a way to learn from experience what to value and how to place your resources that may be limited, that may be based on what you can stand on, what you can sort of learn or play from in an interactive way with the simulation of the world around you. Essentially, there is a way to look forward into the future. It's protected as well. There's a fire and a fervor in order to get there, wherever that may be. I see here the death of idealism. There's something about what's going on within this situation with someone who is much like a father figure, or perhaps that gives you a sense of lineage, that gives you a sense of wisdom that you have not totally realized yet. But there's something about you that no longer has to look to this person or essentially give to this person a great deal of your time or energy. There's something about you that is also, it's got this energy of Cancer, an emotional sort of body, an emotional place, an understanding within the home, especially, of what is protected and how there's something that is irrevocably sort of lost or effaced within this connection, within the home, within some sort of fatherly dynamic. Um, what this is deeply about is very, very impactful. Um, there exists the realm of truth, the crown of creation, a way of coming into power, especially with losing a sense of devotion or feeling like this connection has been an obstacle in some sort of way. There's a way to shine light upon it, and there's a type of eventual return from exploration, from Virgo energy, from Hermit energy, and a return to this connection in order to essentially situate yourself. I mean, I see a lot of carrying of rods here. There's a stave in the Hermit's hand, which is very unique to this deck as well. There is a quixotic, knight of rods here with the stave as well. There's a stave here on the conscious level with the nine of rods, and the stave here with the queen of rods in the reverse. Okay, so there are staves all over the place. And staves are usually indicative, at least in a classical sense, of what you can, use with the energy of Virgo, okay? The energy of the sixth house, the energy of the hands as well, and manipulate or shape or infuse into the energy of the magician or the energy of the fool, sometimes the hermit. But with all this action here, mostly I'm seeing the eight of rods emerge. Okay, now there is something about the eight of rods that proves to be the realm of experience that has to do with emotional detachment as well. The energy of Cancer, being able to stratify walls and conditions for another person to see into your emotional content. And this has proved difficult for whomever you're dealing with. Excuse me. So all of this speaks of a type of truth that is emerging, okay, that is being imparted from the hermit to the hanged man. Both very esoteric, very detached observers of the universe, okay? Excuse me. Meaning that there is an ilk here, a way of seeing in brotherhood or fraternitas, a way of understanding through another, the conditions of maturity as well as the conditions of the 11th house in the energy of the Hanged Man, and learning from that where the obstacles are in the 6th house, okay, with Virgo in the reverse, okay, which points to the 12th house. Essentially, what I'm seeing here is a movement from the 6th as an obstacle, 6th house, to the 11th, to the 12th, which is more to the moksha houses, to the realm of Aquarius and Pisces. Okay, so a very deep spiritual connection here that is based on imparting truth and also letting go of rod sequences, letting go of power in order to become something different, something that you would perhaps desire to be, which is a key word here, and I don't think it really is totally. It's not about empowerment here. It's as if you're letting go in order to gain power, okay, which is powerful indeed. But many times, especially in modern culture, there's something about what you can attain, what you can hold, what you can produce and show to others that shows the degree of power, okay, which can be terribly vain or superficial in some respect. There's something about you that is realizing this, that wants to let go of that in order to sort of let things go. There's something angry about the hermit in terms of the realm of experience and the realm of wisdom, sort of governing this connection. Okay, we'll look into more of that. Okay, we have here the Two of Cups as the outcome in terms of what is being brought about. This person is wise, though. Whatever they're doing, there's a sort of distant, calm, distant disregard, even, of all of this, and it is proven helpful within the connection in terms of the energy of Leo. Energy of Leo is strong here, and the glorification of Pisces, Venus in Pisces, especially in the King of Cups. So, what the King of Cups is doing essentially is bringing this halfway to Virgo energy that is suppressed. It's also hidden, okay? The inner child, okay? As well as the hands of the inner child, how the hand is trying to wield something in order to prove something to someone who is influential, someone who has power, okay? It's very interesting. I'm gonna skip the extended on this one. I don't think it's necessary. Okay, there is something interesting that is evolving out of this connection. Um, it comes in the mode of a type of hidden fear, a fear that essentially is about the inability to walk into the threshold, the inability to walk into newness. There is a great deal of regret when it comes to the imbalance between you and this person, especially when it comes to finding a sense of truth and balance within it all, finding the power of Libra and justice, and weighing the scales in order to see some of the more emotional imbalances, especially about suppressed emotional memories or traumas that need to be sort of realized here and brought to light. That's what the hermit is looking for. Hanged man, there's a very hands-off, sort of distant approach with this person. Perhaps something that they have to confront is a sense of pain, or pain within legacy, okay, especially when it comes to the expectations of their own line, of their own sort of place within the realm, okay, of reality. Queen of Queen of Pentacles is also here, a match for the King of Pentacles, but this proves to be a need for a rite of passage. There's something about this Queen of Pentacles in particular that has the triumphal archway of garlands around her, and she sits on a throne that is essentially of nature. Okay. There also is something wily about this queen, meaning that she can be very clever with the way she produces the golden round, the way she, sort of honors that. Two of Pentacles arises out of this, one and two, out of the king and queen sequence, and this points to the energy of Virgo, okay, the hermit in reverse, meaning that there's something about you that is extremely private, and perhaps this privacy allows you to gestate or to gesture towards a new way of bringing forward beginnings that have to do with the golden round, two golden rounds, the twin suns that are encompassed in the energy of the infinity. Okay, so the two make the infinity, and usually there is the infinity around it in the Two of Pentacles card. Okay, which is not showing here. But the two is still strong here with the Two of Cups and how they intertwine to create Leonic energy. Very Blake, this Two of Cups. Lots of William Blake energy in this. So there's a sublime energy here that has to do with the mystery of the infinity encompassing two various paths, two different gateways, two different ways of being, two commitments, and essentially the sort of karma or the way of things working out that are balanced here is very much in called for. That is what Libra is calling for here. The balance of certain emotions, okay, justice, a balance of different emotional undertones here that produce essentially the Three of Swords here on their end. There also is the Six of Cups in reverse, the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, Six of Cups, Six of Pentacles in reverse essentially point to the axis of mutability, especially Virgo and Pisces. A lot of very deep and mysterious, a very deep and mysterious connection that is suppressed in many ways and needs to be unearthed so that Libra can find balance and truth and wisdom within all of this. There also is a walking through, in the Fool's energy, the inability to walk through a gateway, okay, which produces the effect of warlike thoughts as well as fears that encompass the energy of Libra for the time being. A way out of this is to Death in reverse, as well as what is that? Death in reverse plus the Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay, so there's something here that has to go through a transformation. This transformation is hidden, and it is within you, is also within them, two separate entities. Once this transformation takes place, then there is a sense that the ego will be sort of brought down on both ends. Excuse me. There's a lot of independence on your end to be had and to be sought out for. This has to do with also not being influenced in any way or corrupted in any way by financial sways or anything that has to do with resources in terms of your time and energy and your love. Okay. Um, the truth that emerges out of this within this connection can prove to be insightful. We will look into that now. Excuse me, there it is, the Nine of Swords again. So truth is pointing back towards what exactly? This has to do with a familial connection, a business connection, something that is very deeply meaningful in terms of your own stability, your own sustainability, okay? And there is a fear here or an end of a cycle potentially that can come out if you bring forward the crown of creation, if you bring forward things that you've learned on your journeys into the dark night, into the path that is not really sought out, but that becomes illumined before the hermit's feet, okay? So that is what I'm seeing. Knight of Swords also, it points to explorations of the mind, okay? The ability to stand by the truth and also impart that truth to others who may not be ready to listen to it, but they are more open than you would think, okay? That is what I have for the energy of Libra. I hope that's been helpful. If you would like a private reading, I can be made available. Otherwise, I do wish you well. There should be a chance that I'll reach out halfway in the mid-month for another small reading. And forgiveness for the delay on current readings as I've been abroad traveling. Do take care now, and I do wish you well. Thank you. Bye-bye.